Hi everyone, today I'm doing video about Marbella, where I'm spending a few days on my trip, and I kind of felt a little bit guilty because I did a quite informative video yesterday in Russian, and I thought I really shouldn't be ignoring my English speaking audience, so my subscribers. So thanks very much for watching. I'm going to give you a little bit of information on the history of the place, how and why it has become so rapidly over a period of time become very popular, very famous resort, and just a few facts and figures really, and just show you around a little bit. Really lovely cars here, and it is actually quite interesting resort, but I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, well, before I go into the history, there isn't really long history of the place, but it's quite interesting. I just wanted to show you this absolutely beautiful place, which is known as Spanish Riviera, and so it's right because the place is absolutely gorgeous. When we were coming by taxi to the hotel, I've noticed the architecture, mix of Arabic and European, as well as the actual, mountains and hills and sea. It's so beautiful. So the place is very well known European resort. It is actually quite popular, and it's considered to be elite place, and the reason is in its history. So let me just get out of here and I show you the sea, and then I talk you through. So the history of this place goes back in centuries. Romans lived here back 1600 BC, and then it was conquered by Arabs, and it was under Arabic sort of management for over 9 centuries. And then back in 1485 the place was conquered by Spanish monarchs led by King Ferdinand, who conquered the place, and they made Caliph Mohammed give the key to the town to them. Since then it has become part of Spain. So the actual population was always around 10,000 residents, and for centuries this place was a famous fishing port with its own obviously trade. So for a number of years this place was sort of small, interesting, beautiful, led by various rulers, but it was always part of Spanish crown, and it was until 1940 pretty much without many changes. But in 1940 Prince Alfonso had to take emergency landing here because of problems with his Rolls-Royce, which I understand is aircraft, and he was so enchanted by this place, he literally fell in love with it. So he invested quite a lot of money into this place, in his development, and his interest and his development and investments were followed very quickly by various Arabic investment too. And this is when the place has changed. It was turning point for the culture, for the economy, tourism of this place, and it has become one of the best and favorite destinations of Europeans and worldwide actually. So in 2010, around 2010 and onwards, over 50,000 families from Europe, Eastern Europe and Russia moved here to live permanently. It's very expensive for properties, etc. So thanks to Prince Alfonso for his investment and his interest. But this is how it changed, and it changed into something incredibly beautiful. You can't help it but noticing how beautiful the sea is. It's a beautiful beach. Beach is now 26 kilometers, which is about 17 or 18 miles long. Yesterday I was filming it and I was doing video in Russian, and it was absolutely gorgeous. It was a bit later. Absolutely gorgeous sunset, pink stripe behind the sea, reflecting back into the town, into the city. Probably wouldn't call it city, town. Pink like a pink mirror mirroring the light in the glasses of the houses. So it really is, you know, enchanting place. So yeah, and since then, thanks to immigration from Central Europe and from Russia, the population grew from 10,000 over the last century, 10,000 to 150,000. So it's quite impressive. There are quite a few rich people, have villas here, people like Lord Sugar, some other names which I actually didn't recognize, but they're apparently celebrities. So it's quite a lovely place, and I kind of understand why they invested into property here. I would love to as well. So this is my short excursus into the history and place itself. It really is beautiful. But I've noticed something yesterday when I was walking here. There were quite a few people, obviously, you know, jogging, and a Scandinavian walk is very popular as well, and quite a lot of Russian-speaking people. I've noticed it, and I couldn't just help noticing. Interestingly, also, I mean, I'm absolutely enchanted by the place itself. Because of its location, architecture, the buildings, and obviously thanks to Arabic influence over so many centuries, 9 centuries they've been under Arabs. The architecture is so interesting. Some houses you look at and they look like almost you're in Egypt or Tunisia somewhere, but it's Europe. And now with people and culture changing, obviously the you know, the language and the habits, traditions probably, but I've noticed a few people yesterday, a few ladies in the evening wearing fox coats, fur, natural fur. Those are Russians. That's what they do in Russia when it's -40, and they do it here as a kind of fashion, and a lot of things are quite interestingly different to, you know, different from Western Europe. We don't do this sort of things in Europe anymore anyway, and they still kind of it's common practice here. So people brought their customs and practice into the country, and this is how countries are really changing over centuries. So I hope it will remain its charm and beauty, regardless of who comes to live here, and it will maintain its culture. It's absolutely, and its nature and cleanness. Sea is beautifully clean. I've been yesterday. I went quite close actually, but I didn't go in. It was very cold, and quite a few people had a quick dip in and out immediately, but it was really apparently it was very cold. So I hope you liked my little report. And I just want to leave you with just a few... Oh, this building noise doesn't help, but I wanted just to show you waves and leave it like that. There we go. Also, I want to show you Roman bridge built by Romans. You probably noticed it if you saw my Russian video. This bridge looked really beautiful at night. It's all lit with little lights, almost like Christmas lights. But the actual bridge was built in the 1st century AD. So it is just under 2,000 years old, and it's still going. It's quality of the construction work. Some construction companies could actually you know, borrow those practices, I think, because of the quality of work they've done over so many centuries ago, and still working. So I'm gonna go back and I'm going to show you this bridge. There we go. There is another Porsche car, not this one, it's just soft top Bentley. Here we go. So that proves the point, and this is Lamborghini. There we go. There it goes. I always like this plant. It's like a bird, like a very cheeky bird actually. They have the same in Canary Islands, and I'm sure in most other tropical and subtropical countries. So I really like it. It's really unusual. Here we go. I don't know what's it called. If anyone knows, it would be lovely to know. So today I'm filming a little bit early, so it's quite a lot of sunshine. Yesterday it was late evening. Actually, as in any southern area, it gets dark very early and very quickly, and it's still quite late dark in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning is very dark. But I wanted to show you the bridge, which I did in Russian video, but those who saw my video yesterday and didn't see the bridge very well, there it is today in the daylight. I'm sure it was sort of touched up a little bit with some stones, but generally this actual place, this actual bridge where I'm walking now, was built about 2000 years ago, and when you think about the quality of the work, it really is second to none. And Roman roads and Roman bridges, so we have quite a few of them in England, as you know. So that's what I wanted to show you on that particular part. And so yeah, that's it really. Beautiful, beautiful place. I think I'll be coming back on holidays, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The thing is, you do have lovely places, but not with so much history. In Canary Islands, for example, because they were built very recently, over last few years in the last century, but haven't got so much history as this place does, and many other places on the continent. So choice is yours, but yes, it is expensive, but adequately is absolutely, totally, utterly gorgeous place. So here I conclude my review and look forward to many more to come, hopefully. Yeah, it's one thing I forgot to mention. It's actually Prince Alfonso who organized this Marbella club, so-called, which is Club of the Hotels, and so that's one thing I wanted to mention, and to show you this tiny, tiny little beautiful place on the ground here. Look how gorgeous it is. Yeah, have a look at this. How much work has gone into building this place. When you think about it, when you look from the distance, it's actually built on kind of like a slope of a little hill. It's not a mountain, it's a hill, but to do so much work, it's rockery gardens, the water, buildings, everything. It's incredible, horrendous amount of work has gone into building this place. Really, really lovely.